We are getting ready for a gorgeous weekend across Central Oregon. Hey everyone, I'm Darrell Winninger, Chief Meteorologist at Central Oregon Daily News, and today we've had plenty of sunshine. We're wrapping up this work week with a big jump in temperatures, highs in the 60s with a few 70s out there. And there were a couple spots that were struggling to get out of the 50s last I looked, but when we look out across Central Oregon, there are a few light clouds. There's just no precipitation in sight, and there's a little bit of haze. Haze is from some prescribed burns, some pile burns that are happening out there. We have a couple flames showing up on the map, but when it comes to the air quality, we usually look at that at the hourly average, and there are some real-time sensors out there as well, but for both of them, we're sitting in the green. Good air quality from the hourly average from the DEQ, courtesy of airnow.gov and eSpace Labs. All those big dots around the map, those are individual sensors from eSpace Labs. It's a company in Bend that has the air quality monitoring network, a different one out across Central Oregon, and all of it is showing green, good air quality. Now, when we look at some ODOT cameras across the high desert, what we see is a whole lot of sunshine. That's indicative because the few cameras where you can see the sky show blue, and B, you can see a whole lot of shadows on the ground, and that means the sun is shining pretty nicely as it is through the Cascades. Each one of these pass cameras helps to paint the picture of easy driving conditions, but also we do not have much snow, not even off to the side of the road. Now here through the next couple of days, that we're still going to be dry. We're not looking at much snow, but by next week, heavy mountain snow is expected with a particular system that comes right around April Fool's Day. So it is something that we have been tracking, and we're going to continue to track all the way through this weekend. Between now and then, though, we have that gorgeous weekend that I was talking about. So here through the overnight hours, very little cloud cover. By tomorrow, there will be some in and out clouds. This is partly due to the tail end of a weak cold front. This is going to bring that in and out cloud cover early, but we're staying dry. No precipitation in sight, more sunshine by Saturday afternoon, and temperatures still topping out in the 60s, just not so many some 70s. We're just getting that dip in temperatures that's going to keep us way above average for this time of the year, very mild. And it's by Sunday that we start to see a low chance for a few sprinkles and a little bit of mountain snow. Now, with this high resolution forecast model, it didn't show a lot, and that's exactly what we're looking at. It's a system that rolls through next week that is going to bring a lot more precipitation. So right here, right now, across the high desert, we are pretty clear. We saw a few light clouds in some of those cameras, but even when we look at the bigger picture across most of the Pacific Northwest, there is very little cloud cover and there is no rain in sight. So let's switch gears, because this specific satellite and radar map, it shows a blend of visible and infrared satellite imagery, and there is some radar, just nothing showing up for that. But when we go ahead and shift gears, looking at just infrared satellite imagery, I put an enhancement on it that really pulls out those tall clouds. That's helpful when there's an active pattern or a strong system that's rolling through, and as of right now, we are firmly under a ridge of high pressure. So the last thing with this graphic is that all those white lines showing up all over the map, those are all isobars, or equal constant lines of pressure. And when we start to see them tighten up, that's where it's breezy, and where they're really loose, there aren't too many of them, that's where we have a light breeze, but also it helps show where that dome of high pressure is, and right now it's coming up the west coast, and here through the day tomorrow that starts to change because of that next week's system. And you can already see some of those clouds very broken up, but there's another system past that one that's further out over the Pacific Ocean, really the Gulf of Alaska. Let me move there. So right here, this low that's over the Gulf of Alaska, that's the one that has a cold front that pushes through late Sunday going into Monday, bringing a chance of some precipitation. But the cold front that's pushing through tomorrow is this one right here, just north of Seattle. It's really hard to make it out, but it's there, and that's just going to bring some in and out clouds by tomorrow morning. Now, when it comes to water vapor imagery, there is a slot of dry air in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, and that's really keeping anything from developing because of our high pressure. The air is just super dry, and when it comes to relative humidity, we have very dry conditions also. Relative humidity is measured in percentages, and it helps us understand how dry it is, really how much moisture there is in relation to the actual temperature. And right now we have teens, 20s, and in Sun River. So it's dry. And it has been pleasantly warmer today. Look at this. Highs in the last 24 hours, mid to upper 60s, some 70s, even 70 degrees in La Pine. But as of right now, it's 72 in Bend and 70 in Prineville. Those are our top temperatures on the map. Outside of that, we still mostly have mid to upper 60s. So when we just compare it to where we were sitting yesterday, remember with yesterday, we mostly had our highs in the 50s. I think it was lower to mid 50s, and that put us between 10 and 20 degrees warmer than just 24 hours ago today. It was great. Now, it started off cold, and then temperatures quickly warmed up into the 60s with some 70s. Now, by tomorrow, mostly 60s are expected. A few 70s are going to be possible, but they'll be fewer and further between than we even had today. And between now and then, tonight, it is going to get cold again. We're falling back down to near freezing, lows in the 30s and 20s. So as we look forward with our forecast model, this is just a different forecast model. This one specifically focuses on surface temperature, and you can see a few other things. You can see the streamlines, wind speed and direction, and you can see some surface analysis that shows cold fronts, different things like that, and those weather words help paint the picture as well. So through Saturday, we're looking at a chilly start. It's going to be breezy at times with some in and out clouds. That's that weak front that I was talking about, but a mixture of sunshine and clouds, still pleasant. By Sunday, a stronger front starts to roll in. Now, this front is going to be associated with that low that today is sitting over the Gulf of Alaska, and as it pushes through, it's going to bring some snow showers to the Cascades. It's going to bring some sprinkles and flurries to our lower elevations. It's going to bring stronger winds, and a colder air mass digs in to the Pacific Northwest, sticking around through Monday. Now, Monday, we start to clear out, get back to sunshine, and it's going to be gorgeous, just chilly. And so truly we have roller coaster temperatures, and we're going to talk about that here during the next couple of minutes. But also when we just focus on future precipitation between now and the end of Monday at 11 p.m., we're only looking at some snow in the Cascades, a few sprinkles in the lower elevations, and that next system is still well offshore. So roller coaster temperatures. We're looking at the potential of some mountain snow Sunday night going into Monday, then clearing Monday. Notice the big dip in temperatures. By Tuesday, temperatures start to rebound, but then a stronger system rolls in, bringing back-to-back fronts, setting us up for an active weather pattern. Wednesday night going into Thursday, that's when we're looking at the potential of some mountain snow or some snow in the lower elevations, as well as heavy mountain snow. And here's how it plays out. Your forecast model shows that first cold front, it starts to fizzle out. As it rolls through tomorrow morning, we are looking at some in and out clouds. Now, chilly start with some PM sunshine, still going to be gorgeous, just a little breezy at times. And then by Sunday, we're looking at that chance of some sprinkles, and then some mountain snow, and then some light snow showers by Sunday night going into Monday. That's not even the big system. Watch this. By the time we get to Tuesday, increasing clouds, we turn our attention to that system out over the Pacific Ocean. Then that rolls in. So we have to go to a long-range forecast model to see it because it's further out in the 7-day planner. And so this is the GFS. It is a long-range forecast model, but it's not really that high of resolution. So it helps paint the picture of what's going to happen, but it doesn't really show us exactly what's going to happen. It shows that by Tuesday, we have those increasing clouds and then some sprinkles Tuesday afternoon. By Tuesday night, starting to get that mountain snow. Then by Wednesday, some snow in the lower elevations. And that continues through Wednesday night as well. And then by Thursday, we have some lingering snow showers before it really starts to clear out. So that's a lot. Let's take it little by little. Between now and Sunday at 11 p.m., a little bit of mountain snow, some sprinkles and flurries in our lower elevations. Fast forward to this time next week, we're talking 12 plus inches of snow through the Cascades if the forecast models hold up with what they're currently showing, and some few light totals in our lower elevations, mostly rain, some snow showers, just not much actually sticking. Now currently gusts aren't that impressive. Actual winds are about 2 to 12 miles per hour. You could say 5 to 15 miles per hour, and the wind direction is variable. Now here through the overnight hours, we're going to taper back off, and really during the next couple of hours could still be breezy at times. By Saturday, still breezy at times. By Sunday, stronger winds are expected, and then by the time we get to next week, some big changes are in the planner. So your forecast for tonight, 20s and some 30s. By Saturday, we're talking 60s with a few 70s. Then it cools down Sunday and Monday. Monday we get our clearing. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, that's our active weather pattern. Gusty winds, getting chilly, rain and snow showers, some totals in our lower elevations, and then temperatures start to rebound next week. So just a quick recap for you. Our weather headlines for this Friday, March the 27th, a beautiful weekend window, but a spring tease is not going to be long-lived. We are talking 60s and 50s, but then by next week, big changes to our weather pattern. So that's the latest in weather. Join us tonight on Central Oregon Daily News. We'll have the latest headlines and your most reliable forecast. See you then.